Hello, everyone. This is Writer in Paradise, uh, post Typhoon edition. We have a little look at the my new abode here, where I live here in Angeles City, Philippines. It's about noon here. There's some traffic going past. People going going to work. Might hear a few planes overhead. I'm very close to Clark International Airport. And some of you ex-military people will know that it used to be Clark Air Force Base. There are still military units there. So, yeah, I mean, some memories from that time, 35 years ago. I was here. I was in the Navy, used to pull into Subic, of course, and go to Langapo City. Langapo City was, crazy then, red light districts, everything. Mayor Gordon, the Gordon family ran everything. I'm not sure if they're still around anymore. Maybe you guys can tell me. Also, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and would love to hear from you. If you have any questions, any critiques. I'm not I think I said vlogger last time. In my last video, I meant to say vlogger, video logger. As I said in my earlier post, that's a big thing here now. A lot of video loggers out there. You got you got Philly in the Philippines. He used to be here in Angeles. He's still, I believe, the #1 blogger, but he's not based in Angeles anymore. He's up in the province, and he's still posting feeds. He was the first guy that I connected with when I was thinking about coming over here, and he was very informative and very helpful. I was, as some of you know, I was in Thailand for 3 years. I lived there for 3 years. I am a writer. I'm retired United States Navy as well. And I'm living here now in Angeles City. I've been here for about over 3 months. They're good medical facilities. I need to use some of the medical facilities here for some things incurred while I was in the Navy. And it's a good place. I was in Los Angeles for 20 years before I came to Thailand, and it just got to be too much, I got out of the Navy, retired to Los Angeles, got into sales, and then did some other things, but it got to be too much in LA. The violence, the crime, of course, is out of hand. The homelessness is out of hand. The open border, if it is an open border, I mean, I don't think anybody can deny that anymore. The sovereignty of these United States is really at risk right now because of the current administration. Whatever that may be, and who in God's name, who's running this show, we don't know. Of course, Biden has said he's not going to run for re-election, and now Harris is pushing to get the nomination. I think she may well have got it already, I'm not too sure. But it's crazy, it's a soup sandwich, and another reason I'm really happy to be here in the Philippines. I love my country, I love the United States of America. And, but I can't live there right now for several reasons. The cost of living is ridiculous, inflation, and like I did mention, the crime situation. I'm trying to change this over, but can't seem to do that right now, so I'll just leave it right here for now. So I want to talk to you a little bit about the Typhoon. Karina. And for some of the people, the name of the Typhoon was Karina, but if some of you people out there, my friends, I have a big Facebook network, Instagram, mainly because I'm a writer. I've written 2 novels. One is called Silver or Lead, which is about it's fiction, of course, it's a novel, but it's based on some real experiences. You know, Hemingway said, write what you know, which is what I do. Arthur Miller, the great playwright who wrote Death of a Salesman, among other things, The Crucible, he wrote a lot. You know, I'm reading a biography of his right now, and it's very interesting. He's very similar to me in that he writes, a lot of his plays were based on his own experiences, and he used, you know, uncles and fathers and mothers, and, you know, under anonymous names, of course, under different names, but he used his own life experiences for his work. And some people say he wrote a screenplay called The Misfits, which his wife at the time was in Marilyn Monroe, and he really he wrote some things about her that were not exactly very flattering, and she wrote it in his journal that she found it, and that was one of the reasons the marriage ended. But Arthur Miller has always been one of my literary heroes, and it's interesting to read his book. I just read a book about Philip Roth, who wrote Portnoy's Complaints. Some of your older viewers may know about that. But yeah, so getting back on this, on the Typhoon, where I am in Angeles City, I'm fine. You know, as far as I know, there hasn't been any deaths here. We're in part of Luzon, but most of the damage was, you know, in Manila, which is about a hour and a half, 2 hour bus ride from here, depending on the weather. A lot of flooding there, a lot of really bad flooding, landslides, things of that nature wiped out the roads. The buses are not running. I'm pretty sure they're still not running. But I'm okay. But this is the typhoon season. You know, typhoons are a way of life here in the Philippines, and so that's the deal. But yeah, I just wanted to check in. I'm a writer. This blog is called, YouTube blog is called Writer in Paradise, so that kind of gives you an idea. It is a paradise here. As I said before, and any questions you may have about, from the point of view of being a creative person, I am single, and currently not involved with anybody, but I'm here in, like I said, I'm here in Angeles, and if you're a man of a certain age, there are many, many young ladies here that would like to meet you. And it's not just, you know, a lot of people talk about, you know, the walking street here. They call it the walking street, which is the red light district. It's about a half a mile, 3/4 mile from where I'm sitting right now. But, you know, guys go there, they go to the bars, they pick up the women, they meet the women there. But it's also, you can go to the malls here. I mean, you go to the malls, you see girls that are, you know, working, you know, with quote-unquote normal jobs. And you can go to the malls here and meet younger, you know, especially if you're a man of a certain age, an older guy, and meet younger women. And it's a cultural thing here. It's not looked down on. As you know, in the States, you see an old fart walking along with this young girl and say, "Oh yeah, you know, yeah, we know what's going on there, sugar daddy and everything else." And that does happen here. It is a sugar daddy thing in a lot of respects, because, but it's not. It isn't looked down on, I guess would be the way it is in America by many people. It is a normal, you know, for younger women to be going out with guys 20, 30, 40 years older than them. It's not unusual. And yes, the financial thing is part of it. This is a poor country, and I am not a rich person by any means, but here I am considered rich. And you know, just simply by the fact that I'm from the United States, I have a, you know, doctors, I was just looking at something the other day. A doctor here, or a lawyer, doctor or lawyer, their top salary is something like 135,000. I may be wrong on this, and again, I just let me know if I. But I'm pretty sure I'm correct on this. Doctor or lawyer, they're a Philippine doctor or lawyer here is making about 135,000 pesos a month, which, to give you an idea, that's let me give you that's about $2,100 a month. It's about $2,100 American dollars a month that a doctor or a lawyer, Philippine doctor or lawyer, is making. And so that's the top of the rung, you know. And so you figure out the math, 2,100 times 10. What is that? Between $25,000-$30,000 a year income, and they're considered very, you know, that's a high salary. They're considered the top of the economic chain here. And so the average Joe is making a lot less than that. So you can see why somebody who's over here, an American or European, anybody, you know, expat, who has a little pension coming in, either from the military or has a pension from a private job, has Social Security, you know, they already are above our doctor or a lawyer in their income. And so so it's understandable. But, you know, and the other thing is, I was saying to you before, by the way, this is a vlog. I'm not here for clickbait. I'm not here, you know, like I said, God bless him. There's vloggers in Angeles City. I have a guy named Ace Bachelor Cool, if you can believe it. Is his name, and I follow him too. I subscribe to him. He's got an interesting blog, and he's very entertaining. That's the main thing. He can be very over the top. He's a guy, I guess he's in his 50s. He's an Air Force retired guy, and he's good. You know, I have no complaints. You know, I listen to him, but for what it's worth, you know, a lot of the stuff he talks about things from the point of view of a single guy living. He's in his 50s, single guy living here, and how great it is, and the do's and the don'ts. You know, and he's, you know, if you've never been here before, I would recommend him. But you know, he's got a large following. I think right now he's right behind Philly in the Philippines. But it's interesting, these bloggers, it's like a soap opera they have going on here. It's all this, a lot of clickbait, and they have wars against each other. You know, there's a thing going between Philly and the Philippines and Ace Bachelor Cool, which is very entertaining to watch. How much of it is actually true and how much of it actually was serious, or how much of it was done just to get views is another thing. You know, in the end, these guys are entertainers. They're making a few extra bucks while living here. I don't have anything against that at all. But my channel is more of and there are informative channels here too. Sunshine on Your Shoulders is another one, I believe that's what it's called. And there's a few others which are strictly informative. But my niche here, I think, would be really, I'm looking at people out there who are creatives. I'm looking at anybody, you know, who wants information. You know, this channel is a good place to go if you want any information on not just the Philippines, but Southeast Asia. Because like I said, I actually lived in Thailand. I've traveled extensively. When I was in the Navy, I was on 3 ships, and we were all over Southeast Asia. And so it isn't always going to be about the Philippines. It'll be about Thailand sometimes. I was actually going to go over to Bangkok, but then this typhoon hit, and then I got sick, and I think I told you about the vertigo. That was scary. So I may head over to Thailand to see some friends, but it probably won't be till August. I'm working on a visa too here, a long-term visa, and I have to go on August 1st. I have to meet with people on that one. So it's all good. Again, if you're you know, and I talk about single guys, but if you're married, I know I have good friends who are married and have families here. You know, they're from the States and they married a Filipino woman, they have kids, and they're doing very well. You know, they're fine. They have a good life here. And contrary to popular belief, a lot of people And I was one of these people who thought it too, that is when you meet a lot of these Filipino girls, they just want to go back to the States. They want to go back to the States. You meet them and say, and they want to get a green card from you, and they want to go back to the States. But that's not the case, I found. A lot of these girls, they meet you, maybe they want to get married, maybe they want to have a kid with you or something, but they want to stay here. These people are very family oriented. And that's the other part of it too, you got to understand. No matter who the girl is, whether she works at a bar or whether she works in the mall, if you get into a relationship with these girls, you're getting into a relationship not just with them, but with their families. And I know this is not new news. A lot of these guys who live here know that. But, and you're going to end up supporting them financially to a certain extent. And so, you have to put up boundaries initially. You have to be very honest. It's very important to be really honest. Don't give these women expectations. Because if you do, they never forget anything you say. And so that's the deal too. If you're a creative, this vlog would be for you. I'll be talking to you about, like I said, what books I've been reading, what I'm doing in my writing. I'm currently working on my third book, which is tentatively entitled Claudius the Cat and the End of the World. And it's a surreal, Kurt Vonnegut kind of book. And I'm about a third of the way through. And like I said, I've had 2 books published already. Roppongi is the other book I didn't mention, which is set in Japan. Roppongi and Silver or Lead. They're both you can find them both on Amazon and other online bookstores and regular bookstores as well. Anyway, I'm going to end with this. This was just want to do a little check-in again and tell you everything's okay after the typhoon, at least here in Angeles City. I know sadly people have died in other parts of the country from the typhoon. But anyway, please subscribe, DM me, make comments. Love to hear from you. Peace. Take care now.